Hi everyone, Chrissy here at A Little Glam, A Lot of Mom. Thanks for joining me today for a day in the life. If you're new here, I'm a homeschool mom of 5 from ages 5 to 16, and we do life very much together and very slowly. So in today's video, you'll see one of our slower homeschooling days. No one has any groups or internships or co-ops today, and you'll notice that we have spring on our minds. The day I turned on my camera and collected this footage for you is Thursday, February 24th, and after some time in the Word, I had to jump right into editing and some of my domestic accounting responsibilities. And so by the time I'm wrapping up my work, the teens have already started their day, and most of the littles are trickling out of bed. One needs a little nudge. At this point, everyone has had breakfast snacks, so that's fruits, yogurt, cereal, those types of morning foods, and everyone is ready for a warm brunch. Bella, my very soon-to-be 9-year-old, has been creating out of this cookbook for kids by DK, and today she'll be preparing French toast for everyone, and I prepared a side of hard-boiled eggs. So it just so happened that she is picking out recipes, mostly from the breakfast category these days, but she also makes snacks like smoothies and fruit platters. There's also a lunch section that she's going to dive into soon, and so I'll link this book down below. She's been loving it. I love the step-by-step pictures, so that makes it, although she can read, just that visual along with the word instructions or tutorial really seems to help her out. I'm also going to prepare our favorite green smoothie of all time. So I use fresh ginger. I usually just peel a nub and use an entire nub. Brown sugar, this is a quarter cup, I believe. I didn't use all of that, so maybe about half the quarter cup, half fresh lemon juice, organic baby spinach, and organic mango chunks. Literally just frozen mango, no additives, no sugar. I also use about 16 ounces of water. You can use a juice if you'd like to. We already have sugar, so today I used water, and I do apologize about my mediocre measurements. I've made this smoothie so much that I don't even need to use measurements anymore. I just eyeball it. If you don't have spinach, you can also substitute your green with kale. The kids do like to let it settle for a bit so that it melts. I personally prefer the chunkier and icy bits of smoothie. You'll see here that it's just about noon, and now that we've all gathered together at the kitchen table for together time, it's time for the teens to go back to their independent work, and I'll move along with the littles for the rest of the day. So we do log our hours outside, and we need to make a dent in our hours for this short month, so we're taking school outdoors. I printed this unit study on George Washington Carver by Stephanie Hathaway Designs on Etsy. I will link it down below. I still need to separate the pages I will need to laminate, but for today we're going to do lots of reading and discussion. We'll work on a character journal on Dr. Carver and copy work for handwriting. We have binoculars with us so that we can watch some birds and dolphins out back, and our drawing pad for our character journals. I've also set out the books that we're going to read together today. And something that I do every day, whether we're outside or not, is to fill our little handy dandy water thermos with ice cold water. It's super helpful to have these ready to go, minimizes interruptions. We have so many species of birds in our backyard with this estuary back here, but one of our recent favorites has been observing this beautiful, majestic osprey nest just right behind the house over the river. I wish I can show you a view through the binoculars of how majestic this nest and the birds are. We've got happy mail, no books today, but the next best thing, gardening supplies. So we have some gardening gloves, some pure raw linseed oil, and brushes to coat our vegetable beds. Although spring hasn't officially arrived on the calendar, spring weather has without a doubt arrived here on the island. And so we've been cleaning and pruning the dead of winter, replenishing the pollinator area, and completed the groundwork for our new garden beds that have arrived. And so we have 2 new large garden beds this year that we'll place along the wall. We've tried our best to level out this walkway, and I do have to lift some up and repress them into the ground here. But yeah, we're pretty much ready. We strung some lighting so that we can come out to the garden at night. Our native shrubs and flower plants have grown and bloomed and survived their first winter, and so we're super happy about that. We're super happy with our little space, and I'll be sure to bring my camera out here at night to show you our night garden. So we're going to take a break indoors, and while we do that, we're going to refuel, refill our water bottles, do some math on the laptop. But first, Ailani collected a new specimen for us for our Specimen Wall. You may know that this is our big together project this year. So we used our reference books to first identify her, and because she had already passed when Ailani found her, she was already very stiff and dry, so I had to carefully attach her to this craft paper. Then Bella is going to do the honors of pinning her in our first shadow box. Bella has moved on to independent reading and math review. The little guys are done and just imagining and discovering and playing for the rest of the day. So meanwhile, I'm going to sort and organize and figure out how to display our books for spring. Our book collection has grown, and so this is the best way for me to organize our seasonal books. And then I also do this to take inventory before I place our book order for the month. I've mentioned in the past that that's how we purchase our books. I have an allotted budget for each month, and so before I bring in the new, I just want to again take inventory of what we have so that way I can figure out what we need. So some categories I've got here are picture books, reference books, guides type of books, independent readers, and read-alouds. And so the final organization for now is some back on the shelf. However, I have brought them down several tiers lower on the shelf. Eye level with the kids to encourage them to open up these books over the next several weeks. And then for now, we've got some of our reference books and guides in this pretty basket, and I will rotate all of these books as the weeks go by. Also on my to-do list is to get started on our spring binder and morning basket. And so what I was able to accomplish today is declutter it, pull out all the resources that we've exhausted, old worksheets, things of that sort, and then leave in the steady what we do use year-round. I won't get to finish these today, so I will be sharing our spring binder and morning basket videos soon. All right, now that I've knocked off those two things off my to-do list, the kids are back outside. I open up my sliding glass doors, windows, so I can hear them and see them at all times. And meanwhile, I will get going on dinner. So of course, always lots of chopping and prep work. Honestly, this is my favorite part of cooking dinner, is just chopping up all those fresh vegetables and ingredients, the smells, the texture, the crunchiness. And so today I'm making my Colombian beans, and for shortcuts I use canned beans. I rinse them and drain them, but otherwise you can soak your beans overnight. I do use fresh onion, fresh garlic, fresh tomato, and also a scoop of diced canned tomatoes. I dice some potatoes in there as well, and salt and pepper. And so the trick here is to get a really good stew on all these fresh ingredients, and salt and pepper, and reduce them. Add your beans with any sort of fresh stock, serve over a bed of rice, and it is so warm and delicious. The kids have played outside way past sunset, and so we've made a good dent into our log today. I don't blame them. It is so peaceful and magical out here. And so I'm going to send the kids off inside to shower, and I am off to the gym for a late evening session of self-love. And so that's where I'll close this day in the life. I hope you enjoyed following along. I know it's uneventful, but that's actually intentional. Nothing lately has taken more precedence over safekeeping our peace and joy in our home and in my own mind and soul. And remember the quote, "We cannot cure the sorrows of the world, but we can choose to live in joy."